Hola. Today we're going to see if these things fit on the Jeep. And if they don't, I got a little bit more lift kit I'm going to put on. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. But regardless, I need to adjust my drive shaft pinion angle. There's a little bit of a bind when I'm going down the road. I checked my caster and it looks like it's sitting at like 8.5 degrees. So I'm going to turn it forward just a little bit. Get the caster closer to 6. All right, but first we're going to see if these tires fit on here. Oh yeah. In case I didn't say what size tires these are 32 1150 15s, and they are Yokohama Geolanders. Hey, the front end's loose. All right, well, we got like a, I don't know, inch of clearance in the front bumper. And plenty back in the back. I just got about 3 fingers. Now I'm gonna jack it up and then get Megan to come out here, and I'm gonna turn the wheels all the way left and all the way right and see what hits. All right, stop. All right, so I got these 2-inch bump stops. I'm gonna try to wedge these up in there and pop them real fast so I can get it all the way to the bump stop to see how its clearance is gonna be. It's not gonna work. I guess that shock's done. I got new ones. Came back. All right, I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jack it up a little bit higher, get it off these stands. I'm gonna find somewhere to measure the reference, and that way I know what my ride height is. That way I don't have to get through adjusting all this stuff with the springs in here, and I can adjust off the springs out. All right, so now I got the shocks disconnected, ride height marked. While it's jacked up, I'm gonna go ahead and put the spring compressors in. That way I don't have to like crank them down super tight. I can just crank them down a little bit, drop the axle, and I should be able to pull the springs out. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's redo this. I'm not trying to crank down these things too tight, so I'm just gonna use my little small impact. But first I gotta loosen them back up. Alright, let's see if that drops out now. Alright, completely redo all this. Alright, I got a better bite on it now. If it doesn't drop out, I don't know what's catching it. Run. Passenger side falls right out. Nice. It's interesting. I guess where the track bar catches on the passenger side, the driver's side has a lot more drop. So I guess if you want to get cool Instagram flex pictures, you should flex up the passenger side so you can drop the driver's side further. All right, let's get to undoing some track bars and pushing things forward. Well, it's gonna stay on there, I guess. I don't know. We'll get that out when I put it back together. All right, so I got the lower control arms loose now. I forgot my dang measurements already. I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna jack it up a little bit higher, get it off these stands. I'm gonna find somewhere to measure the reference, And that way I know my rod height is. I measured from, I think it was almost 19 inches. Well, we're sitting at 20 now, so I guess I'm gonna pull them out, put a couple turns on them, and then put them back in, and then measure and see where we're at. And just so nobody freaks out, there was only like 2 threads showing after that nut, and there's a whole lot of adjustment there. So I guess we'll set about 4 or 5 threads showing, and put it back together and see what it looks like. I should have added that when I did the rear, I used a ratchet strap to pull the axle forward. And since I know the upper arms need to go out too, I'm gonna go ahead and hook it to Megan's car and pull on it forward. That way I don't risk it rocking back, making it even worse. That way it's closer to where it needs to be. All right. Get the other side. In here to show you. You can even see that this control arm bushing looks like doo-doo, but I got lucky and Amazon had it set for sale for $10. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace those two while I'm under here.
It's funny how one thing leads to another.
Hey. Oh, I need a helmet on. Glasses ain't gonna cut it. I mean, that's pretty good for a little baby welder. I'd say so. That's thick stuff too. This right here is lower control arm skid plates. Like, I don't know if they're needed or not. I just don't trust banging my lower control arms against stuff. Better than nothing. Alright, so in the last video you seen that we were mechanics, and now we're welders. This is gonna be so hard to do. Hey, I didn't know that was still recording, but that was dumb. Well, on this episode of Today I learned that I do not know how to vertical weld or overhead weld or pretty much anything other than flat weld. But a little grinding. Get those welded in. Still got a little more grinding to do on the upper mount. But the little bit I do know about welding, I know that they're not going anywhere. Break time. Hey! Oh, I pulled it right out. These things suck. Actually, they're not that bad. Don't let me fool you. Just like I did a cut down, well, I did side to side on the other side with the Sawzall, and this right here is a real thick piece of cast iron. And the other side too, I mean, don't take my word for it, but I assume if I nick it just a little bit, it'll be all right. I mean, you just don't want to cut all the way through it, okay? All right, try to get these new bushings pressed back in here. There's something else to hold this socket. They're in. That one's in at least. Bingo! Alright, well, I called it quits last night after I got everything kind of buttoned back up. And I went ahead and painted everything. And now I'm working on, I'm gonna go ahead and take this track bar loose and drop it out the way since I'm gonna have to adjust it anyways. That way it'll be a little bit easier to get these springs back in because that side drops like 6 inches further than that side does. So, all right, let's get this track bar out of here. I think I'm gonna put the bump stops in. Just sit them in there. I'm gonna pop them into place once I get the springs in. Use the springs to pop them in there so it's less. Get more room to work with up in here. That way I don't have these hanging way down. I gotta fight the springs under them. Alright, well, I gotta compress it just a little bit. Oh, I'm so wore up from yesterday. Oh no, I'm forgetting this. One's in. Alright, so track bar is bolted back in. Springs are in. Pucks are in. Still gotta pop these bump stops in there, but I'll just stick them over there and prop in. But socket's still stuck on there. Alright, now I guess I'm gonna put the tires back on, lower it down, and check all the angles. Oh, we gotta do shocks too. Freaking pile more gap right there. Look at that paint job.
I think it looks better.
I can't win. The track bar apparently is left-hand thread. We were cranking on it, then we realized it was left-hand thread. You get it? And then now we just found out since it's a bent track bar, you can't adjust it with it under the Jeep, so we gotta take it out. Alright, we got the track bar adjusted, set where it needs to be. Cars sit good. Michael's gonna work on putting these shocks in. We got some Bilstein 5100s. Yeah, because my shocks are blown out. See them sitting over there? Blown out. I don't know if that's blown out or not, but we're gonna try it without it. Alright, well, we just knocked it all out. We got the shocks mounted in, which are actually, I think, a little bit too short. On this side, the drop, it was about the thickness of that bushing for going up in there. I might have to make a leather strap for this side, or just get a whole new different length shock. But I'll figure that out once we get done. But Everything's torqued down, everything's tight. We're now gonna go through for a ride. I think my pinion angle's turned a little bit too far up now, because now I think my caster's a little too far forward, but we'll see how it handles. All right, wish us luck. Oh boy, there we go.
It feels too good. We ain't hit 40 yet though. I know. No. I got more body roll. Definitely got more body roll.
Again, dude. Well, we just got back from a test ride and everything is checked out. We managed to forget to tighten the jam nuts in the upper control arms.
Everything's torqued down, everything's tight.
But they're okay. They didn't go anywhere. But now I'm just gonna go through and adjust my drag link because my steering's a little crooked. And we're gonna end this one here. Anything you'd like to add?
Just glad we didn't have death wobble.
Yeah, no death wobble. Everything's good. Yeah, we're gonna do some more test fitting with this tire. And then I got a new drive shaft to put on it and some other things I need to do. I got a steering box brace to put on too before I put the tires on it. All right, see you on the next one. Shoo!